All right, let's dive into the one thing we all get in equal measure: time. It's the ultimate level playing field, right? But here's the thing. It's also the one thing we can't get more of. And honestly, what you do with it, that changes everything.
I mean, think back to when you were younger. Time felt like it would go on forever, didn't it? It's like we all start with this huge bank account of hours. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, we all get the same 24 hours a day. No exceptions.
But you know that feeling of having all the time in the world? It's kind of an illusion. That clock, it is always ticking. And that simple, kind of scary fact brings up the biggest question of all. How are we supposed to use this one finite asset to build the life we're actually dreaming of?
Well, that leads us right into the trap that so many of us fall into. It's this flawed, standard way of thinking, the idea that you trade your time, your literal hours, directly for money. Okay, so let's just break this down. On one side, you've got your time. It's always going down. You can't get it back. On the other side, your paycheck. It's directly tied to those hours you work, so it's always got a ceiling. Sure, you might get a raise here and there, but that growth is just flat, linear. At the end of the day, you're swapping something you can never replace for something that's capped. That's a bad trade, no matter how you slice it.
But what if there was another way? What if you could just completely break that one-for-one trade? Imagine, instead of just selling your hours, you could actually put them to work for you. Train them to generate value, even when you're not on the clock, even while you're sleeping.
And that is the big idea here. It's the solution. It almost sounds like magic, like some kind of modern-day alchemy. It's called time leverage, and it's all about turning your time from something you just spend into an asset that actually builds wealth for you.
So what is time leverage, really? Put simply, it's the secret to breaking that direct link between the hours you clock in and the money you make. It's about using what you've got, your skills, your knowledge, your capital, and using them as a force multiplier. You know, like building a business system or writing a piece of code, creating a digital product, or making a smart investment. It's anything where 1 hour of your work today can keep paying you back like 10, 100, or even 1,000 times over in the future.
This is the big mental shift you have to make. It's huge. Think about it with money, right? When you spend $1, poof, it's gone. But when you invest $1, you're putting it to work to make more dollars. Well, guess what? It's the exact same principle with your time. You've got to stop just spending it and start investing it in things that are going to keep paying dividends for years and years to come.
Okay, so let's pop the hood and see how this whole thing actually works. What's the engine that really drives this process and turns that invested time into real wealth?
You can see it right here. This is the magic of compounding in action. For the first few years, maybe 5 years, the growth is so slow you barely even notice it. And honestly, this is the danger zone. This is where most people quit. They get discouraged. But if you can just stick it out, look what happens by year 15. The momentum really starts picking up. And then, bam! By year 30, it's just explosive. It's that classic hockey stick curve. Your assets start generating their own returns, creating this unstoppable snowball effect. And that is why time is the absolute key ingredient. It's the fuel for the whole engine.
And this is what it can lead to. We're not just talking about theory here. This is literally how regular people just like you and me, end up retiring as millionaires. There's no big secret formula. They just understood the power of compounding and gave it the one thing it needs most: time.
All right, this brings us to what might be the most critical piece of this whole puzzle. Because having the tools is great, but none of this works, absolutely none of it, without the right mindset. And that mindset is simple. This is a long-term game.
That desire for instant results is the #1 enemy of building real wealth. Think of it like planting a tiny tree. You're doing the work today knowing you won't be sitting in its shade for years. It takes patience and a focus on the decades ahead, not just on the days.
So I just want to leave you with this one thought. You're going to spend your time anyway. Every single day, you're investing those hours, whether you think about it that way or not. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, what is it building? Is it building someone else's dream, or is it building the engine for your own freedom?